Nurses are some of the hardest working people I know. We work long hours. Sometimes we have to deal with verbal abuse, sometimes physical abuse. The job can be physically exhausting. We have to deal with traumatic death, and often we are some of the first ones to be exposed to infectious diseases. But after all that, when we get a paycheck, why does it always feel like we're falling behind? The truth is, it's not about how much we make. It's about spending less than you make and saving your money in the right asset. But nobody told us that if you save money, you can still be poor. Inflation has been robbing nurses and everybody else, of course, because the dollar was designed to lose value over time. You ever notice how $100 buys less than it used to? It's by design. And I'm not just talking about the US dollar. It happens to every currency and in every country. It's just the way that fiat money was designed. And they say that inflation is supposed to be 2% and it's calculated by CPI. It's all BS. It's fake math that is manipulated to make the numbers look better than they are. And to be honest with you, I don't even know what the real rate of inflation actually is. A more honest way to measure inflation would be to measure the growth of our money supply. And over the past 100 years, our money supply has grown about 7 to 14% a year, depending on when you start calculating that. So that means if you are keeping your entire life savings in a bank earning 0.5% per year, you're losing. If you're keeping it in a high yield savings account earning 4% per year, you're still losing. If you have your entire retirement in a 401k in a target date fund that's earning maybe 6% per year, you're definitely losing. If you are investing in the S&P 500, congratulations, you are barely keeping up with inflation. And a lot of you guys love real estate for some reason. And I don't think you guys understand that you have to deal with maintenance, you have to deal with finding good tenants, you have to make sure that your tenants don't break your house, you have to hope that your tenant don't lose their jobs, you have to deal with natural disasters. And after all that, even if you pay off your home, if you don't pay your property tax, that house is gone, my friend. And you do all that work for what? For like less than 10% a year? Like, why would you do that? And if you're wondering, well, can they just stop printing money so that our lives can get a little better? Well, unfortunately, it's too late. We are currently in like $36 trillion of debt. And one of the best ways for them to get out of that is to continue devaluating the currency so that the debt can get cheaper. Yeah. So they will continue to create more money, and the value of your dollar will suffer the same fate like every other fiat currency that ever existed. Actually, I want you to go Google how many fiat currencies we've had in the past. Ask Gronk or ChatGPT how many fiat currencies has there been in history. Because when we think about what money is, we automatically think that it's the US dollar. But the US dollar is just another fiat currency that's going to fail eventually at some point. And you don't have to take my word for it. Even Warren Buffett said it himself a few weeks ago.
And obviously we wouldn't want to be owning anything that we thought was in a currency that was really going to hell. And that's the big thing we worry about with the United States currency. I mean, the tendency of a government to want to debase its currency over time there's no system that beats that. You can pick dictators, you can pick representatives, you can do anything. But fiscal policy is what scares me in the United States, because it's made the way it is, and all the motivations are to doing a lot of things that can cause trouble with money. But that's not limited to the United States. It's all over the world, and some places it gets out of control regularly. As they devalue at rates that are breathtaking, and that's continued. I mean, and people can study economics and you can have all kinds of arrangements, but in the end, if you've got people that control the currency, you can issue paper money, and you will, or you can engage in clipping currencies like they used to do centuries ago. Or there will always be people. It's the nature of their job. I'm not singling them out as particularly evil or anything like that. But the natural course of government is to make the currency worth less over time, and that's got important consequences. And it's very hard to build checks and balances into the system to keep that from happening.
So, lucky for you, there is a solution. And that solution is Bitcoin. Bitcoin is a decentralized digital currency that cannot be printed into worthlessness. There are only 21 million coins, and there will never be any more. And it is not just scarce. It is the scarcest asset on earth. It's like a savings account that the government cannot touch or cannot print. And I know a lot of you guys that are new to this are gonna say, "Oh, I can't afford a full Bitcoin, man. It's too expensive." Look, just like $1 is divisible into 100 cents, one Bitcoin is divisible into 100 million Satoshis. So you can buy fractions of Bitcoin. You can buy $5 a day. You can buy $10 a week. You can buy $100 a month. Just start by doing whatever you can. Use a Bitcoin only exchange like Swan, River, or Strike. And if you only care about performance, well, since Bitcoin was created, the average return has been like 40-50% plus per year. So you definitely be able to outpace inflation. But once you start to understand Bitcoin, you will realize that it's not just about beating inflation. It's actually the solution to fixing our financial system. And also, it's the only solution to protect your time and energy. Satoshi Nakamoto, who created Bitcoin, I mean, I don't know if it was a one person or if it was a group of people, but they said that it might make sense just to get some in case it catches on. So if I could give you financial advice, I would tell you to get at least 0.0025 Bitcoin right now, which is 250,000 Satoshis, which is about $300, maybe less than that as of May 2025. And the reason why I said 250,000 Satoshis is because if you were to divide Bitcoin equally among everybody on the planet, each of us would be able to get 250,000 Satoshis. But unfortunately, as we know, guys like Strategy and the governments and other companies, they are buying a bunch of Bitcoin. So obviously we won't be able to get 250,000 Satoshis each. But once you get your 250,000 Satoshis, go read some books. Actually, go read the book The Bitcoin Standard. Go read the book The Big Print. There is The Hidden Cost of Money, The Price of Tomorrow. There is Thank God for Bitcoin. There are so many resources out there. Go read some books, man. Like if you don't like reading, download Audible. Go listen to a few audiobooks. And if you cannot afford Audible, go on YouTube and listen to some podcasts. Listen to some of my podcasts. Listen to what my guests have to say about Bitcoin, and go follow them. Go follow all of my guests, and they are pretty knowledgeable about Bitcoin, and you will learn a thing or two. And don't give me that bullshit that you cannot afford $300 of Bitcoin. I've seen some of y'all nurses waste money on like Stanley cups and like TikTok trends and stuff like that. That's just nah. Don't do that. Like your future generation is gonna look at you and think you are pathetic. All right, don't do that. And once you start to understand Bitcoin, I want you to set a goal for yourself. Try to get to 1 Bitcoin. Try to get to 0.5 Bitcoin if you can. Try to get to 0.25 Bitcoin if you can. Because look, there are about 60 million millionaires in the world right now. And each of them, they cannot get one Bitcoin each. If they were to, if you divide Bitcoin equally amongst all of them, they would only be able to get about 0.3 Bitcoin. So maybe set a goal to get at least 0.3 Bitcoin. You will probably be doing better than all of them in the future. And the other thing too is that there are like 4 million plus Bitcoins that are lost. So Bitcoin is a lot more scarce than you think. And honestly, I think educating yourself about Bitcoin is going to be the most important thing that you can do for yourself right now. Because once you understand that the dollar, not just the US dollar, but like wherever country you're in, once you understand that like your currency was designed to lose value over time, you will realize that, oh crap, like I need to get me some Bitcoin, something that is not susceptible to inflation. To all my nurses out there, we take care of people every day, and now it's time to take care of ourselves. Bitcoin is not just an investment. It's freedom. It's hope. And honestly, it might be the only chance that you have at building generational wealth.